Well, the first question here is, are these Chinese mini excavators any good? And the answer is, they're little rippers. They're great. They're made well, but they're not made for dummies, people that don't know anything about mechanics. The next question is, well, why are they so good? Well, they're cheap. They're the cheapest excavator in the world. They're well made, they're simple, and they're very cheap. These little diggers remind me of the first computers that ever came out, and they sort of came out in a kit form, and only those sort of nerdy type people that knew all about that sort of thing could put them together. And these are the same. You've got to be a sort of a construction mechanically minded person, and so you get a basic model that's really well put together, but it's so simple, and there's it's really for people who want to or don't mind changing things around. So you get one of these and you're going to have to do some modifications if you want to, and if you don't, well, hard luck. First thing I've done, as you can see here, is take the back cover off. It's got 6 bolts that hold it on, and that's it had a sun canopy up here, which I've taken off. And the reason I took it off is it wouldn't let me get under low trees, and I've got quite a lot of low trees. And the other reason is it's not a ROPS or a rollover protection canopy, it's just a sunshade, and really there's not much room on these things, and really it made it difficult to bail out in an emergency. And you always want to be aware that these things might roll over on you, and you want to get out quickly. I don't agree with strapping yourself in with seat belts, but that's okay for some people. I'm fairly agile, I'm 80 years old, I can still get out, and I wouldn't strap myself into it. So it's all about modifications. It's all about the owner. As soon as you get this thing, you're on your own, so start modifying it. You can have a great deal of fun. I mean, the things I've thought about that I don't know what happened there, my camera shut itself off. So modification, it's all about modification, and lots of people will like doing modifications. I don't mind doing it. Under here is the battery, is in here. So to charge it up, or to get to the battery, you've got to take off 4 bolts here, 4 bolts over there, 2 here, 2 over there, to take the sunshade off. So I've taken it off and I'm leaving it off. And then you've got to take off these small bolts here, and over here, and over there, to get to the battery. The simplest way to do it, I mean, it'd be quite simple for me. I could just cut here, and cut a little hatchway in here, lift this up, easy to get to the battery. I somehow doubt that I'll put this back thing on again. You can see the steel here, it's huge steel. It's, well, I don't know. I mean, it's built well, it's solid. So I don't see the point of leaving the back on. It's just got these breather holes in. This is a Briggs & Stratton air-cooled motor that gets very hot, so a bit of airflow around here is a good thing. So I'll probably leave the back off permanently. I don't see the point of putting it back on. And the other reason I'll probably leave it off is that I often start it with the cord. Pretty easy to start. Now the other thing that is dangerous on this, when you're going down a hill and you've got your 2 walking motors engaged, it starts freewheeling, which is really dangerous. So not that I ever go down a hill without my bucket down on the ground just skidding along. You know, anything could happen. So, but I imagine some people would get caught unawares, and you would have your the track motors engaged, so you'd be going down the hill what you would think as a normal pace, and suddenly it'll start freewheeling or free tracking, and it takes off at a great rate of knots, and you would let go of the drive, bang, and she'll stop dead, and you'll go flying over the edge, so you'd end up here somewhere. So I mean, that could be very dangerous, but that's things that all digger operators should know. You know, you just there are some basic rules that you don't go whizzing down hills with your bucket up in the air and just hope for the best. You go down a hill with your bucket just off the ground or skidding along the ground. Now, the things I've had go wrong is the safety switch. It's a solenoid. Here it is, just here. It's the solenoid that immobilizes your hydraulics when you get on or off the machine. And it's stuck. I think it's got on me a couple of times. I've given it a few bangs here and got the solenoid to move. But mostly I don't use this little switch here, which is a safety switch. So I've bypassed that. The other thing that's not happening is it's got a generator, alternator in here that's not working, or anyway, the battery is not charging. But that's no big deal. You've got full start here, you've got the battery here, charge the battery up, it only takes a few hours and it'll last you a week. These are not a commercial proposition, I don't think. This is a garden, a backyard help. It's not a. If you're gonna run these things 10 hours a day, I think you'll have problems. It's just not made for that. Here's another simple little thing I've done. This foot pedal operates the dozer blade, and this one here, there was one here, one of these just here, operates the hydraulic thumb, but I haven't got a hydraulic thumb, so I've taken the foot pedal out, which gives me a lot more room here, and I'm going to take this pedal out also and put a stick like this that just goes here out of the way, so I can have my foot there, because at the moment I'm jamming my foot in there, or I'm always touching the dozer blade and dropping the blade by mistake. So there's lots of things you can do. And the other thing I don't particularly like, and there's not much I don't like about this, but an improvement, put it this way, an improvement would be the dozer blade hydraulic arm. It needs to be lifted up here somewhere, a bit higher, so that the actual blade comes off the ground, because it'll only lift up here with, what do we got here, about 4 inches. It'll only lift up about 6 inches to about there, and it gets caught on rocks and bits of sticks and stuff like that, whereas if you had it higher you could get over these things. But I tell you, my conclusion is about this little digger, it's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I mean, if anybody can do better at the same price, let them do it, but I don't believe they can. And the Europeans and the Americans might whinge about how, the Chinese are stealing their markets. The fact of the matter is, they're just making cheap, good stuff. I mean, this is a great little dozer digger for a backyard operator like me. If you want a commercial one, don't get one of these. And if you think you're going to be running off to the dealership to get them to fix things, forget it, because there is no dealership. You just get these directly off the net. And so that's about it. So this is a great digger. It saves me a lot of back-breaking work. I love it. I think it's great. But I'm not going to try and do big things with it that it can't do. So, I mean, this is what I'm doing this morning, just clearing out the other side of the laundry. You can see there's a big root in there. I've just taken all those bricks out. I mean, it's so easy. I just go in, put the bucket behind the bricks, walk it backwards, and all the bricks come out. It's just brilliant. So there you go. Me and Bales thinks it's a great machine. I just want to show you that there's not much room here.